Hey everyone! Today we're jumping into Trekking Through History. This is a really cool game for 2 to 4 players where you basically take a 3-day tour through, well, history. It usually plays in about 30 to 60 minutes. So in this explainer, we're going to get you up and running with the rules nice and quick so you can start playing literally right away. All right? Let's dive in.
Okay, so first things first, what's the goal here? What are you actually trying to do in this game?
Simple, right? You want to score the most points. And the way you do that is by visiting historical events in chronological order. You're building these timelines, which the game calls treks. And here's the kicker. The longer you can keep a single trek going, the more points it's going to be worth. So, long chains of history, that's the name of the game.
All right, we know what we're trying to do. So let's get this game on the table and set up for your first day of time travel. Okay, step 1. Just lay out the playmat and the clock. Easy enough. Step 2, you're going to find the Day I history cards. Make sure you've got the right ones, give them a good shuffle, and deal 6 of them face up in a row. For step 3, everyone picks a color and grabs their matching components, and last but not least, take everyone's pocket watch and stack them all up right on the 12 o'clock space.
And when you're all done, your setup should look pretty much like this. You've got the playmat, the row of cards, the clock, and everyone has their own little stash of components. Looking good. Now pay attention to this part, because it's actually really important. That random stack of pocket watches, whoever's watch is on the very top of that stack, well, they get to take the first turn. So that random stack sets up the whole game. Okay, setup is done. Let's get into the good stuff, how you actually play the game. So, the turn order in this game is pretty unique. We're not just going clockwise around the table. Instead, you always look at the clock and ask whose pocket watch is the furthest behind. That's who goes next. Now, what if you're tied on the same space? Simple. The person whose watch is on top of the stack goes. And check this out. This means you might even get to take a few turns back to back before someone else gets to go. It's a really cool system. So when it's your turn, you're going to do 5 quick things. 1, choose a card. 2, move your pocket watch. 3, collect your goodies. 4, place that card into your timeline, your trek. And 5, refill the row. Let's walk through each of those right now. All right, first thing you do is pick one of the 6 history cards out on the board. Now, let's look at what's on a card. You've got the year right up top. Super important. Then down at the bottom, you'll see the benefits you get and the hour cost. That hour cost, that tells you exactly how many spaces you have to move your pocket watch forward on the clock. Oh, and keep an eye out for these special ancestor cards. They are game changers for keeping your treks alive. Okay, after you move your watch, you get to collect benefits. And this is cool. You get a double dip. You get the benefits that are printed right on the card you just took, plus you get whatever benefit is on the board right underneath where that card was sitting. You'll grab these little experience tokens and pop them onto your personal itinerary board. Filling that up is going to get you some nice points and bonuses as you play. And this is the heart of the game. Placing that card. See, you're building what's called a trek, which is just a fancy name for a stack of cards you've collected. The one huge major rule is they have to be in chronological order. So that date on the top of the card, it's everything. So here's the easy part. You look at the date on your new card. Is it later than the last card you played? Perfect. You just add it right on top and your trek gets longer. And remember, longer treks mean more points. So this is exactly what you want to be doing.
But what happens if the only card you can or want to take has an earlier date? Well, that's okay. It just means your current trek is finished. You take that whole stack of cards, flip it face down, that's a completed trek that'll score you points later, and then you start a brand new trek with the card you just picked.
So you're going to keep doing this, building up these treks over 3 days of history. So how does this all translate into points and, winning?
The game is structured into 3 rounds or days. A day is over as soon as every single player has moved their pocket watch past the 12 on the clock. Once you finish the 3rd day, that's it. The game ends, and it's time to tally up the final scores.
Your final score is made up of 3 things. First, you've got all the points you already earned during the game from your itinerary board. Those are already on the score track. Second, you get 1 point for each time crystal you didn't spend. And third, this is the big one, you finally score points for all those completed treks you've been setting aside.
And really, pay attention to the scoring for treks. It's not linear, it's exponential. A short little trek of 1 or 2 cards is worth almost nothing, but a long trek, we're talking a huge amount of points. I can't stress this enough. Building long treks is how you win this game. All right, before I set you loose on your own time-traveling adventure, here are just a few final tips to keep in your back pocket. 3 quick things to remember. First, that punctuality bonus. If you can land your watch exactly on the 12, you get a sweet 3-point bonus. Second, don't forget to use your time crystals. You can spend them to make a card's hour cost lower, which is an amazing way to stay behind on the clock and maybe snag an extra turn. And finally, those ancestor cards are your best friend. They can copy the date of the card before them, which can be an absolute lifesaver for a really long travel. And believe it or not, that's really all there is to it. You now know everything you need to play your first game of trekking through history.
So go ahead, shuffle up those cards, and get started. The only question left is, what moments in history are you going to visit first?